The Messerschmitt Me-262 was the world's first operational jet fighter aircraft. Attacks by Allied forces on fuel supplies during the late war situation reduced the effectiveness of the aircraft as a fighting force. In the end, the Me-262 had a little impact on the course of the war as a result of its late introduction and the consequently small numbers put in operational service. However, captured Me-262s were studied and flight tested by all major powers and ultimately influenced the designs of post-war aircraft. Some of these aircraft were captured by the Soviet Union in the last weeks of the war. Pavel Sukhoi was a Soviet aerospace engineer and aircraft designer. He was the founder of the famous Sukhoi Design Bureau. This bureau began designing a twin-engined fighter powered by two turbojets, which was called Sukhoi Su-9. This was based on the German jet fighter. The Su-9 had an oval cross-section, all-metal fuselage that housed a single cockpit. The pilot was protected by armor plates to his front, an armored seat back, and a bulletproof windscreen for the bubble canopy. He was provided with an ejection seat copied from that used in the Heinkel 162. The aircraft carried a total of 1,350 kilograms of fuel in two tanks, one each ahead and behind the pilot. The Su-9 was the first Soviet aircraft to use hydraulic-powered controls. A Soviet copy of the Junkers UMO-004B turbojet, known as the RD-10, was hung under each wing. The aircraft had a tricycle undercarriage that retracted into the fuselage. The Su-9 was designed with a very high wing, which increased the aircraft's speed and reduced its dimensions. This consequently increased the takeoff and landing speeds, so it was equipped with a provision for two jet-assisted takeoff bottles on the sides of the fuselage. These provided thrust for 8 seconds. This reduced the takeoff distance by nearly 50%, and a braking parachute was also fitted to reduce the landing distance. The nose housed the armament of one 37mm autocannon and two 23mm autocannons. The aircraft carried 100 rounds from the 23mm and 40 rounds for the 37mm cannons. Two additional 250 kg high explosive bombs could also be carried underneath the forward fuselage. The full-scale mock-up was found to be acceptable on the 16th of February 1946, and the Council of People's Commissars issued an order in February that the manufacturer's flight testing was to begin on the 1st of November. This goal was not met because the Design Bureau was heavily committed to other projects. The first prototype was completed in the middle of October and made its first flight on the 13th of November. The test pilots found the aircraft easy to fly, but the control forces were very high at speed and it lacked enough directional stability. Due to the unreliability of the engines and the refinement of various systems of the aircraft, the tests were delayed and ended only in July of 1947. Instead of the planned 14 flights, 60 were made altogether. On the 3rd of August, along with other examples of the new technology, the Su-9 was demonstrated during an air parade in Moscow. The assessment of the aircraft according to the results of the state tests was given very positive. It was noted, in comparison with other serial models of the jet fighters, easier flight operation, simpler ground maintenance, advanced technical solutions used in the design, powerful weapons, and the ability to equip the Su-9 with a radar without any significant modifications, which would provide its use as an interceptor. However, despite of the high quality of the design, a lot of time was lost and the Su-9 was not put into service. In June of 1948, due to the termination of funding, the built aircraft was decommissioned. A two-seat trainer version was planned during 1946, but it too was cancelled.